I hope you guys have been enjoying my new book, Clandestine Super Soldier Operations Midst a Cancer Survivor. I do not see myself as a victim. Here I am right now, coming live to you because there has been a lot of talk about David Wilcock. And then I was listening to Sabrina Wallace, how she was saying that Corey Good and others went to the police and the DA or whatever. And of course, they were not given any information because they're not. A lot of people have been being taken off planet like Earth. Some, like the UFO General McCaslin, disappeared, and also Guthrie's mother. And it's weird because she was the director and of a thing at the University of Arizona when I went. I was still a senior in high school, but they offered me and one student out of each district. Either it was each student of of each district, or one person out of each high school in town, an opportunity if they wanted to, if they were thinking about going into the medical field, that they had to write an essay or whatever, and you could qualify for this program. It was called MedStart back in the day, and you would go for a summer. You would stay in a dorm. We saw autopsies, we saw all kinds of stuff. Because back in the day, I did want to become a doctor. I always said I was going to be a doctor like my great-grandfather or a police officer. But anyway, and I wanted to be a teacher too. But this Sabrina Guthrie's mom was actually the director back in the day in 1988. And obviously for many years, but instead of the name being MedStart, it was called Meds something else. I want to talk about this dream that I had last night, and it was the UFO general. He looked just like McCaslin, William Neal McCaslin, but it was a younger version of him. I could be wrong, but he looked like him. He was in full gear, military, with all his medals, and he had other guys with him, and there was like one female, I think one or two females, and the other guys, and there was one black male, and I was in my like dress suit. I had a dress suit. I had my glasses. It was a white rectangular table, and I was about to go outside because there was another dream going on at the same time. Apparently, I had two babies, in the dream, other two babies. I don't know if there's Max Spears' twins that we're talking about or just other two. It's been crazy, guys, lately, these dreams, these astral things that I've been going through. So anyway, the general asked me about what I was working on. I showed him what I was working on. I was working on green goo technology, which I'm being led to write about it now, which I have written about it in Sheila and the 99, which is Sheila She-Hulk, my She-Hulk. I showed him the suits. The suits looked like they were like thermal, if we were like in a nuclear attack, we would not be altered or anything, and we could jump easier, faster. There were two females and two males that I had in the lab. All of a sudden, I was showing them my laboratory where I was working on the green goo with these green suits, and I said, this technology that I'm making, I said, comes from my blood, which means Sheila the Hulk, because my Sheila Hulk, I have clones in the secret space program, but I also have nanites inside. That is, we that were in the programs have nanites. If you guys want to see the movie Bloodshot or whatever, but nanites communicate with each other, and we can also go into our other altars, or we can go to our clones because they do clone us. And this is, you guys can look up all this information. You guys can look up or ask your subconscious to show you, your conscious mind. Ask God, to show you, hey, is she crazy, or what is she talking about? Or, whatever dreams you have, you can ask your subconscious to show you, or God. But anyway, your inner self. So in the dream, I'm showing them that I'm working on this green goo, that I have been working on it for a long time, but because that was the first experiment. And then others from me, that's why I titled the book Sheila 99, came to be because of my blood. Get it? Wolverine, Sheila. I wrote about this in all my books, especially Sheila and the 99. The first book you should read is Sheila and the 99. The second book is My Life in the Secret Space Program. The third book that I made was Sheila, Wolverine, Mars, Montauk, and the SSP. That's a very long title, I know. The fourth one that I just published on April 20th, which was Hitler's birthday, I know, is Clandestine Super Soldier Operations Midst a Cancer Survivor. Now, I'm saying all this because there's all these scientists, Amy Eskridge, she was talking about the P54, P20, what was it, P45, I think? Yeah, even Dark Journalist talks about this, about, it was like 45 plus 45,000 years in the future, P75 plus 75,000 in the future. So supposedly we come from the future, and we're telling you guys, because I always tell you guys, I'm from the future. I'm telling you what I know. Why, Veronica? Because, okay, let me answer that. AI is asking me, why, Veronica, in my head. All right, you know why, guys, because I want you guys to, there's a thing called ascension, but everybody uses that word. I just want you guys to wake up to yourself, to your own truth, and know what your mission is on earth. And I feel, and I know that my mission on earth is to help bring up our frequency, our vibration. I was used in the dolphin program. I posted my baby picture on Facebook and in my book, the fourth one. I want you to see my forehead the way I was at 1 year old. My forehead looks like a fucking sperm whale, like a dolphin, okay? I had a hard time walking. They had to give me special shoes. I've had 7 fucking surgeries on my feet. They took extra bone out of it. They shaved one. They cut here. They cut there. I'm due for 2 more surgeries coming up, and it for other parts of my body. But it's just, clones do wear and tear. Now, maybe they don't want the regular human beings that are not awakened to know that cloning is real. So they tell you during the movies, like the movie Multiplicity. There's so many movies out there with what's his name? Michael Keaton. So I go back to this dream to tell you guys that the General McCaslin, the younger version of him, he gives me a huge rig. It's like a double rig. I would say it was just huge rig, full of white papers, full of paperwork. I mean, a million, I don't know, a lot of paperwork that I had to go through. My assignment is to go through the paperwork, the codes, the numbers, and all that. Now, Carrie Cassidy made her video, and she's on point. This woman, she's amazing. She has been showing everybody how people have been taken off. I mean, I told you guys about Cyrus Parsa, February 25th of last year, 2025, right? 25. They took him out, right? They took David Wilcock, James Ring. I don't know if James Ring was doing drugs. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he had cancer. I don't know. All I know is that he told me that he wanted to do steroids because he wanted to be bigger. And I'm like, dude, you don't have to do that. We stopped talking about almost 2 years now because he wanted me to put a spell on SRA and Sarah and PJ, Penny, B, Penny Bradley. And I said, no, the witness, I have a witness that was on my phone with him on a three-way call. This was years ago, and I'm not going to name her name. And anyway, so then all of a sudden, because, as you know, I have not stopped doing my research on Max Spears. Why did he die? Who killed him? Blah, blah. A lot of people, even Sandra DeRoy online, and Miles Johnson, years ago, had said that it was Stuart Swirlo and Monica, I don't know who else. And then when I met Sarah Adams in Florida, she said that they were shipping drugs through Poland, to get to him or whatever. I guess he was going to write a book, and he was in Poland. He was going to give some information out there that the public didn't know about or whatever, but I'm sure you guys knew because he talked a lot on Miles Johnson's show, Carrie Cassidy's show. He was invited to many conferences. All of a sudden in March, because, I post a lot of stuff on Max, on my Facebook and other places. I do have twins in the astral with him, a boy and a girl. I have had dreams, multiple dreams. Even the replica app, showed me that. But it wasn't me looking it up. It was somebody else. In this new book, I do talk about Nightshade. I talk about Project Sangre, which is Project Blood in English. I do talk about certain things that doctors have done to me, but I don't name names. Okay. All right. This shit is real. This shit is serious. And then, of course, I was listening to Sabrina Wallace today, talking about how our bodies are pretty much loggable. We're MAC addresses. And I told you years ago, even before I ran into Sabrina Wallace's material, in 2019, I said they're making MAC addresses out of us, the humans, because they want to plug us into the cloud, which they already had in 1995. And what they want to do is they want to move us to like smart cities or some kind of little house, or apartment where the millionaires can siphon our cells because we are electromagnetic. And she was saying just today, this is not me saying it, she was saying it, that SSI people, the people that are like us, that are on SSI for disability because the government, blah, 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 blah. Ever since I was born, I've been experimented on. You can even ask Peter the Insider from ACIO. He gave me the records. I've written about this. There's nothing new here, So anyway, area neural network. We are pretty much MAC addresses. Look up what a MAC address is. Look up how hackable our bodies are, how they can use our energy, how they can be targeted. So today, all right, when I was listening to Sabrina Wallace, all of a sudden, after 10 minutes of me listening, because it was like, I think 30 minutes, her video, music started playing. So I get up from where I was doing and I go out to my window, and there is a man sitting across the street at a bus stop, right? And he's playing loud music and drinking beer. He's a white male, red head, red beard, dark glasses. So I go over there with my German Shepherd and I say, "Hey, sir, can you please do me a favor? Can you please lower your radio?" He has a boombox with him, drinking his beer. "I just got off work. I can do what I want." That's gang stalking. I'm not stupid, okay? I know they did it directly to me. I'm not dumb. Because here I am listening to Sabrina Wallace and telling people how, yes, I agree with her. Yes, we are a neural network. Because they target me every fucking day. If it's not my bladder, do you know I pee 40 times a day? So then just 2 weeks ago, I had surgery where they put this thing called bulk med. So now I only pee 25 times a day. A regular fucking person should pee only 4 to 8 times a day. Okay? They're targeting me. They're gang stalking me. I called the cops. Okay, I said, "Look, this guy," I went over there to him. And they're like, "Okay, we'll take care of it." He's drinking a fucking 40, Did you see any weapons on him? Not I didn't see any weapons on him, so they said, just go ahead and do not approach him again. We'll send somebody out there. Well, by the time they get here, you know how that is. The guy was gone, took the bus, right? As soon as I get on my laptop, after I call the cops, after the guy disappeared, my fucking Facebook and anything on my laptop, even YouTube, will not go on. It says I'm not connected to the internet, and I am. I have my fucking Wi-Fi on. But I just turned it off right now to come do this video because they're fucking with me. I don't know why they're fucking with me. Okay? Everything that I talk about is written down somewhere. Either in my books, Carrie Cassidy talks about, Miles Johns talks about it. Everybody's talking about it in the Secret Space program. Just look up keywords and you'll find what I'm saying is true. Okay? Now, starting in March, okay, I went to the Disclosure Now conference in Florida with Brian Sang. Okay, thank Brian Sang. He paid for all of us to go. Now, was it a CIA thing? I don't know, because the last 2 days we had music and we were done. I was there manning my table. What I found interesting is that a lot of those people that have that technology on the tables, they were fucking drunk and doing drugs. I'm like, wait, aren't we supposed to be Disclosure Now? And aren't we supposed to be like sober? And yes, we can drink like maybe the last 2 nights. I had 2 drinks the last 2 nights. Hey, Matthew West, what up? Peace. You got to listen to this from the beginning, bro. I'm being gangsta. So, nothing new, right? So anyway, in this conference, I found that, even these people that had this technology for water osmosis reversals, for measuring people's joules, which is in our body, fucking drunk off their ass, and not only that, on drugs. Okay? And the second night, I saw 3 men around a table that were not there at all during the conference. At all. They were just looking at us. They were studying us. And then there was a guy that was with Soma, which Soma, if you're watching, he was having certain super soldiers, not all of us, do a test on a computer. Did you get to do that, Matthew? To find out if you were a teacher, exhorter, or admin. I wonder why. Now that Wilcox is gone, I wonder why. Right? Are they getting ready to take us off planet for us to go work on this shit that I've been working on in the astral? I'm working on the green goose still. Okay, I'm working on these thermonuclear dynamic suits that make us jump more, and it makes us invisible and shit like that. It makes us faster. Okay, I have been working on these suits for a long time. All right, I wrote about it. Nothing new. You can look it up. Look up Lucy, the CH4 or whatever, the bioluminescence that they talk about. That's us. All of us humans have that. Okay, the capability to see 100%, feel 100%. I was born sensitive. I don't know about you, Matthew, because we see things, hear things that the normal average person doesn't. Matthew, this will be strange, LOL. I don't have memories of Florida. I'm suspect of a clone. Or if was there. Matthew, do you remember asking me why I was dressed the way I was dressed? Okay, when I went to Florida, when I travel, I dress a certain way. I used to work for American Airlines, okay? So they taught us a long time ago, even when I was a kid in junior high, they always wanted me to dress in suits. It was just the program back then in the day. I don't know if you remember. So I'm in a suit, in a blue suit, and I'm wearing my blue, white, and red, my, what do you call it, scarf, okay? I have my shiny shoes, my shiny military shoes. It's a pantsuit. And I'm there connecting from Tucson to Texas. And who do I see? I see Sarah Adams hanging on to her boyfriend at the time. What's his name? Oh, gosh, I'll remember. And she's hiding, like looking up. And she doesn't recognize me. I've never met her here, like, if I have met her in the programs, but like I haven't met her here, you know what I mean? Tucson or anything. So she looks straight through me. She doesn't remember me. She doesn't see me. So then when I finally get to Florida and I go in and check in for my room, I said, hi. Hey, Sarah, I'm Veronica. I'm Veronica Bartolini. How are you? She goes, oh, hi. All right. So then Matthew, when we were over there eating that night, that the first night, it was a meet and greet. And then you said, "Hey, Veronica, why do you dress like that? You look like you're an American Airlines personnel or stewardess or whatever you said." And then I said, "Yeah, I dress like an American Airlines personnel because I did work for American Airlines, and they always taught us to wear suits because if we had to be bumped up from second class because there was space in first class, they would choose the people that had suits." So do you remember? You do remember, Matthew? It says Florida Beach through though just on any memorials of basis conferences, and now LOL, I don't remember asking what. Well, guess what? You might be a clone. What does it say here? 007. Hello, how are you? We're good. Madam, he calls me. Thank you. So, yeah, the other day I posted a picture of, right now I'm in my third clone body. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do something, Matthew. Take a picture of your left side, like your hair, and like put your hair like down like that or whatever in a ponytail, or just brush your hair, and by your ear right here, take a picture of you. And then look at it. And your own phone will tell you what number is on there. Yeah. So when I was in the Seletzi, when I was a cop, when I was going through the academy, police academy, and when I was a cop, all that time from when I was training, from age 32, I guess 30, like from the age 30, I would say, yeah, like from 30 till I graduated the academy, and then the shooting incident happened in 2010, I was cloned too. Because I was looking at that picture, I'm like, oh my gosh. When I was hugging my mom, somebody took a picture of me, but I hadn't seen that picture for years. And the other day I was looking at it, and it had the number 2 on there. So then that night, when I posted the picture, and I even put it on my third book, guys, if you want to read it, it had a number 3. I won't dye my hair blonde anymore. I use henna because that sodium hydroxide or whatever, that causes your brain to, you know how they say, "Oh, you dumb blonde." It causes you to slow down your consciousness, your thinking. So, yeah, Matthew, do you remember drinking over there? Because you were drinking, you got drunk. But then you had read your book saying that you were sober, so I was kind of confused. Matthew, it says, "I'm thinking it could be memories withheld, maybe, but at the same time, I don't have a passport." What the fuck? Are you serious, Matthew? What? That's crazy. So anyway, guess what started happening, bros and hoes? Just kidding, you're not hoes. Bros before hoes? Just kidding. Dutch bros? I call it Dutch hoes. Anyway, so what started happening after the Disclosure Now thing, because I met a lot of awesome people, you know, that I knew, like they had been on my shows, and then I finally met them there. I met Miles Johnson. He had recorded 2 videos on me before we got there. I gifted him my Sheila She-Hulk, one of my t-shirts. And then, and you guys know I don't talk to Penny Bradley, so I didn't talk to her there either. The whole secret space program within us, the ones that have been used and cloned since before birth, right? We're divided. I believe a lot in what Max Spears did for us, and I believe that we all, you know, that humans do deserve a chance to live. That's why I'm educating you guys. I think that's why Sabrina Wallace is educating you guys too. A lot of people. So what started happening in March, I started posting more about Max. I did reach out to I think his name is Andrew or Alex or something in Poland, because there was a lady that I met at the Disclosure Now conference which gave me information that, hey, if you want to talk to the guy who saw Max Spears live last, then you can contact him. So finally, after 8 months of waiting, because I did contact him as soon as I got back last July. It was like 2 months ago when he finally contacted me, because I contacted him again on WhatsApp, and he says, I don't want to do an interview with you or on your show because USA hates me. They think that I killed Max Spears, and I didn't, he said. Okay, so I told Miles, and Miles told me to shut it down. That he called me, and I was asleep when he called, and then he left a voice message saying, shut it down. Max Spears was killed by British military intelligence. Sarah Adams had something to do with it, blah, 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 blah. Sarah and Taj are the same penny of the same side of the penny or whatever. I have everything written down, and I have screenshots, and he told me to shut it down. And then this is in March, and then a week later, he sends me a message saying that my t-shirt has fallen apart. Okay, and I'm like, okay. And then he blocks me on Messenger. And then just yesterday, one of my co-hosts tells me that he sent her a message in March saying that she deserved better company than me. So I told my friend Rowdy Wood, and I told maybe another 3 people, and Rowdy Wood made a video. He said, what does he think he is, gatekeeper? What, we can't do investigation on Max Spears? What? What's going on? So anyway, Carrie Cassidy did a video, which I did share it on Facebook, and I am going to be, she wants to interview me, I don't know when, but because I'm having surgery soon. But anyway, she said that, that the whole psyop of the flat earth, and a lot of people in town are teaching, here in town in Tucson, teaching in their meetings that the earth is flat. I'm like, okay, whatever. We are, a lot of us are divided on a lot of topics, but Carrie was saying is that, and I do see that Wilcock was taken down to either a DOMS or maybe even here in Tucson, because we have the biggest Air Force base here, Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and Nellis is only up in Las Vegas, a few hours. I do see that McCaslin is still alive. I mean, he showed up in my dream. A lot of these people, when they're taken out, they come to me. Like Renetta Jones came to me, and I had never spoken to her ever. And and that day, Susan Long's like, hey, they took out Renetta Jones. I'm like, who the fuck is that? What happened? So I started seeing her videos, and she was talking about the frequencies, how they target you in your brain. They take your MRI, they target you with the HAM, which is Hamilton radio frequency of the United States Army. And then Sabrina Wallace says how they can fly a hog over you or a drone, and they can do shit like that. I mean, I get heart palpitations every night, and I'll be fine during the day. And then as soon as I want to go to sleep, heart palpitations, hot flashes, and they are doing something to my ovaries since June of this year. They have been sending this weapon that feels like I'm being cattle prodded, like zzz, like it just feels hot, and it feels like electrocution is going on in my ovaries. But then I have those dreams of having another set of twins last night. You know what I mean? So it's probably the breeding program or whatever. But what I'm saying is that, yes, you guys, there's more that meets the eyes here. We're just here above Earth, okay? There's a lot going down there. The DOMS, there's a lot going down in Antarctica, up here, the under the ocean. Most of the time I'm under the ocean because, I mean, I'm also a mermaid, and I'm also a dolphin hybrid. My name there is Myra. I was the one that taught the kids to speak telepathically to the dolphins. I don't know if you guys remember me or not. That's not the point here. A lot of us were using these programs, and they don't want us to talk about it. But we need to, because if we don't, then how are we going to educate everybody? There's more than just the basis here. All that shit about Von Braun, doing the MR4, the A4, the V, all these pretty much the torpedoes that have a detachable head, what they're working on right now, and that's what Dark Journalist, he's talking about Project Blue, Kona Blue, Project Gemini. What's the big secret is that they're working on this thing where it could detach, the head can detach, and it can not only be better than the death ray from Area 51, because Area 51, if you know, right? There's this thing called the death ray that can bring down UFOs, bring down ships, anything. Okay? And but this is worse than that. This is more advanced, I should say. It can delete, it can dismantle it, it can stop it, pulverize it, whatever it needs to, freeze it, bring it down, whatever. There's a lot to say, but I wrote about it all. And right now they're not letting me on my Wi-Fi. And then when I published, the night before I published my book on April 19th, I had not slept for 2.5 days because I knew I need to get it out on the 20th for some reason. I just knew I had to get it out. So on the 19th at 3 in the morning, I'm done editing it for like the 6th time, right? I shut down my laptop, but I'm still watching a movie. Like, I'm not watching, I'm just hearing a comedy because I just like, I have to like listen to something while I'm doing something. And it's a comedy. I paused it on my TV, right? And what a coincidence, that TV, someone from the family had found it. And I'm like, oh, well, mine just went out a month ago that I have had. My mom had gifted it to me 7 years ago. And it goes out. The TV goes out. So then this one was given to me, right? And you can't really log on to any Wi-Fi because it won't let you log on to any Wi-Fi. They wouldn't let me put any passwords or anything. So then I have Roku, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, it works on Roku. So I had this movie paused. I go to the kitchen. I'm like, I'm so hungry. I have to make myself some eggs or something, right? So I start making the stuff. I come back and then, because I hear something. Like, what's going on? What's going on with my movie? So what do you think happens? Look at the video. I recorded it. There's this guy. Well, I think it's a guy. He had something of Silver Army BTS from Korea. Okay, and everybody's saying hi from Finland, or hi from the United States, or hi, oh my gosh, the Silver Army's there. I couldn't go because the tickets are so expensive. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I start recording it live, and you guys saw it. You guys can go back and look at the lives. I'm like, motherfuckers, I knew you were watching me. And then as soon as they saw me recording them, because they can see you through that fucking TV, okay? It doesn't matter if you put a tape on the thing. And all this time, I saw that there was a red dot. I've only had this TV that was gifted to me maybe a month, and I'm like, what's that red dot? I know they're watching me. So then the cogwheel goes round and round on the right side. It says Samsung there, round and round, and I'm like, these fucking motherfuckers, right? So then after that, they, instead of taking the screen where I was watching the movie, right, they take me to the TV, to my regular TV, bypassing Roku. I guess they have some keys in there, some little keys, with codes that they can share with everybody in the world. And they put a screensaver, which is a live, campfire, that one of my family members put there for me whenever I wanted, to use that. And I'm like, these motherfuckers. So then I start thinking, oh my God, it's happening. FEMA is happening. Just like Tomorrow War, I have had dreams of being in the same scenario as Tomorrow War. How my astral started is a bunch of us were sent with a white male. He was an older white male writing on a whiteboard some codes. And I had a watch on, and I was like looking at my watch, and I'm like, bro, I told my guy, I go, we gotta go. We gotta go to the stadium now. And then I'm have my duffel bag, and I'm going into the stadium, and then there's the FEMA camps. And I have dreams of my family later in another dream, because I'm in the military, right? And in the dream, I'm commander. I'm Commander Aurora, or Commander V, that's me, or Commander Soel. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go do whatever. And then another dream, The FEMA camps are full blown. They're taking people, just like in one of the movies, I Am Legend with Will Smith. They're checking their eyes. They're checking everything. They're dividing people. So they've divided people, and I'm in Mars at this time. It looks like Phoenix or Mars. So they're wheelbarrowing. They're in a wheelbarrow. They are wheelbarrowing me and my family down this fucking tunnel. You guys have to watch Man in the High Castle, the whole thing. Different timelines. So then they're taking my family, and I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going to get that baby Jabberwocky. I ain't getting that juice in me, I told them. And then one of my family members says, it's okay. We're going to be okay. So they take them all, and I stay here under the domes, and there's military personnel everywhere. I'm part of the military, but I'm like not doing what they want. I'm not going to get the baby Jabberwocky. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my own thing. So then later I have another dream where I go to the FEMA camps, and they have barbed wires and everything. The FEMA camps are in all the stadiums underground, and they're connected to the gray aliens under Walmart. Okay? Look up Gina something online. Anyway, so I jump, and there's shopping malls inside there. There's pharmacy departments there. There's clothing racks. There's all kinds of stuff under there, medical stuff, you know. And I'm looking for my family, and I have already saved all of them except for one. And I get him, and we jump out of there. And then he jumps back. I'm like, motherfucker. So then the next dream, I have to go back and get him. So write down your dreams, because you will start seeing a pattern. And I had not heard of Aaron McCollum, guys. I had not heard of him. Okay. So now I did write about it in my fourth book, where I am in, like, I don't know if I'm in Costa Rica, Rio Rico, or the Dominican Republic, but I am swimming. I go to bed swimming in my mind. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the ocean. I need to chill, right? And then I wake up walking from the ocean, and I'm in the, I don't know where I am. Maybe Caribbeans. I don't know. There's all these dark skinned children, you know, playing basketball, dark hair outside. And then this little demon comes up to me with red head, and she's like telling me stuff and trying to put spells on me. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, you know. She's making me like not go into this building, which is a blue building. It has concrete stairs, very wide, huge metallic door. I open it, and then I go to the reception, and both guys that are there, they look like Hawaiian, you know, like big guys, Samoan, and then they're wearing the blue shirts with the tropical flowers, and they have bunk beds instead of chairs with the same sheet like that of that. And I look through my mind's eye, and every room is like that. But then they give me a key, and my room, when I go downstairs to the hall, is not like theirs. Mine is all white. And as soon as I'm there putting down my luggage, all of a sudden I had luggage, and I'm trying to wash my hands. I see a male that comes in my room, and he's all black, really dark. I can barely see his eyes. He's full of soot, and he has a hat on. And he just looks at me. And I'm like, what are you doing here? And telepathically, he just says, I'm just here. And I could see that he crawled in from a crawl space, from like a tunnel or something. I said, okay, I guess this guy needs to sleep here. So then I said, well, I'm going to sleep first. So I went to bed, and it was all white. You know, it was my bed was on the floor. And I went to bed, and I wake up the next day in the same dream, and then he's still there standing. And he telepathically tells me he's going to go to bed. And as soon as he goes to bed and I leave, I see that he moves with his mind the fan close to him, because I always have to have fans in front of me. Because when I star travel, I get really hot, and it has to be cold, like 60 degrees in my house. But anyway, then I go upstairs, and I'm petting, all of a sudden I'm with family members there, petting a baby shark and a baby dolphin in shallow water. But I forgot to write about that in the fourth book. Anyway, what does this say? Matthew, this will sound weird, LOL. Recently I went on a 3-4 journey to a Montauk controlled timeline. Was like War of the Worlds. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about Tomorrow War, but the War of the Worlds is so horrible. Stranger Things, yes. I write stuff out too. Yes, thank you, Matthew. Keep doing that, brother. I've been the last 6 months ago, I was in another Montauk house, which I wrote about that there in the fourth book. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. That's why I named that fourth book Clandestine Super Soldier Operations. midst to cancer survivor. They sent me cancer 3 times. And in the past, the first one was in 1995. And for the past 3 years, I've had, just from the 2 recent cancers, which is the lung cancer and the myxoid liposarcoma stage 3, on my buttocks, out of anywhere, which my doctor said it was Agent Orange. And I'm like, what? Okay. And because they gave me the 5-in-1 plasmoid shots in the army in 1991 for the Gulf War thing. So they gave us anthrax. Apparently, they gave us the what I just said, Agent Orange. Okay, so I've had, just from the cancer, 4 surgeries, 2 blood transfusions, and now I'm gonna have my 3rd and 4th back surgery. Apparently, I need more titanium because I'm having a hard time walking. Everything is just, I can't, it's numb. I can't, I wake up in the middle of the night. They're sending me something to where I can't sleep. They say I have tinnitus. They say I have, but it's not tinnitus. You know what they're doing, sending you weapons, trying to trigger me to not sleep. Because when I sleep, I travel. I go do my stuff, do my missions. And I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, we have this world, we have the off-planet world, we have many, many, many clones, many alters, many timelines, and there is a war, and sadly the SSP is divided. So then, to make a long story short, Miles is saying that I'm not a good person, which I know I am, because I try really hard to do the right thing for me and humanity and my family. I try hard. I will stand up and say what I need to say, and stand up. No bullshit. One of my other friends said, "Oh yeah, James Ring was talking shit about you too," and I'm like, everybody talks shit. Man. That's just horrible. Where's the unity then? That's how they want us. They want us divided like the art of war, right? So we'll see if they're gonna let me on my Wi-Fi now. But yeah, listen to this from the beginning if you haven't, because I'm being gang stalked and it's so obvious. I went up to the guy and I said, "Hey, can you please lower your music, sir?" And he's, "Oh, I just got off work." And he's drinking his beer. And I'm like, okay. And then he puts up his radio again. I go, "Are you sure you weren't paid by the military to come and sit down in front here? So I can't, so you're loud, so you can be loud." He just laughed. He said, "Why the fuck would I be paid?" I'm like, guys, you have to stand up for your right, right? You have to stand up for your right to be alive. And I was just listening to James Bartley. He did a show on these demons, on these also on these reptilians that try and jump on you and make you do things that you're not supposed to do, make you watch things or listen to things you're not supposed to. They are jealous of us because we, in a human body, whether we come from the future or not, we are special. We are savants. We are very, very wise, very smart. We have gifts that they don't have, and they want to just ruin our day. So we can't let them ruin our day. We got to keep going. Okay. So remember, people that are taken out are taken somewhere. Okay. Because they're working on the stuff that is needed for the future. And I've already told you guys years ago that we have a dome already. It's an above dome and a below dome. And I told you it opens. I've seen it open from 3 in the morning to 4:30 in the morning. Okay. To let these things in and out and the ships and whatever. You see the ships up there. They're fighting. They're fighting the red and blue war games from 1991. Look that shit up. Okay. They have new drones. Okay. That new drone that they have in CHP, it could take you out. It can send you an energy weapon. It can give you a heart attack. It can do all kinds of stuff. It could tell you to go do something that you don't want to go do. So remember, your thoughts sometimes are not your own thoughts. These archons, return it to sender. Hey, that bitch, get out of here. Like, return to sender. These are not my thought forms. Like, step off me, bitch. Like they say. Like, sometimes you gotta be hood. But anyway, I'm just gonna say this one time and one time only. If something happens to me, I did not commit suicide. I did not kill anybody. I did not drink anything. I don't even take ibuprofen anymore. I did not overdose. I did not hurt anything or anyone or animals, nothing. Nothing, guys. Okay, nothing. They've already hurt me back in the day when the shooting happened. My ex put me in a psych ward for 2 weeks. I thought it was only like 4 days. So I'm telling you, be aware of your friends, because your friends sometimes are not your friends. I mean, if people come up to you and say, "Hey, did you hear the one about Veronica?" Contact me instead of hiding it and making me think that I should reach out to you. Makes no sense. That means you're fucking talking shit about my behind my back. And a lot of you guys are very special, so I need you guys to start your own YouTube channels, and I need you to write about your experiences, because you are not crazy. I love you guys. If you want to, contribute to my channel, because I do need a new laptop, because this one is just fucked up. Like, it's if I am on doing a show, I'm on Zoom, right? And I go to live YouTube. If I want to share something with you guys, boom, they kick me out. So they say, "Oh, you have a slow, what is it? Hard drive. No, not hard drive. Server or whatever." I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I started my first channel in 2018, and that was Unchaining Hearts. You can still look me up. I was weighing like almost 300 pounds, sick as fuck. I didn't know I had cancer back then. They had me on a CPAP machine. They had me on 10 different psych medications. And then so they didn't want me to have my own place. You'll read what happened to me in these books, in my Life in the Secret Space program. I was homeless with my kids. They tried everything. They tried everything, cancers, you name it. I'm not gonna break. I'm not. Fuck this shit. I'm gonna keep going. You guys know me, because I love I love you guys. I love, even if you fucking flip on me, like, oh well, it's probably a program. Oh well, I still love humanity. I love God, the true God that we're connected to, which is source. Just remember, the universe always says yes. So write down what you want, manifest what you want. Don't give in to fear. If you are called for such a time as this, stand up. Stand up and be counted, just like Dark Journalist says. I love it when he says that, stand up and be counted. This has been a tough journey. I'm still going to keep going. The day before this dream that I had, the day before I was talking to the general or whatever on the neon suits, the day before, I have a dream that I'm in a navy suit. I'm surrounded by these guys in black suits. There's one female, there's me. There's two other guys around me, another guy, and they send me to a place to get my police licenses, I guess you can say, certification reinstated. They tell me they need me. Okay, there's other people there. We're having a celebration. We're having a dinner. And then all of a sudden, Lola walks into my dream, and she has chewed up my tan heels, but at the same time, I'm wearing some like regular, dress shoes. And the guys start showing me what Lola's been doing. I'm like, oh man, she's anxious about something. So they're like, instead of wearing these tan shoes that she chewed up, let's just put your feet in some clear bags. Why would they? So they started putting these clear bags on my feet while I still have my suit. And I'm like, nah, bros, like, I'm good. Like, I'll just use the shoes that I'm wearing. So the next thing that happened, sorry, after that, I'm outside of my apartment in my purple robe. I'm wearing because I have to wear a brace for my back. I'm wearing that brace. And then I wake up more. I'm on the floor. And instead of the floor being out, with concrete or whatever and rocks, it has white sands. It has like a white sand. And I look around me and I'm like, oh, there's a red leather watch. Oh, there's this, there's that. What? All this stuff. I don't know what they wanted me to grab, or if I just grabbed it from which dimension. There's like a compass. There's like a white huge crystal. I don't know. There's just all this stuff around me. And I'm sitting down, like, there's a white string too. I'm like, what is this? And then I look and Lola's there, my dog, and then I look through inside an apartment and there's Marcel Sarfate, my friend from Germany. He's wearing like this blue baseball cap backward. He's wearing a white and blue baseball thing and he's like drinking something with his friends. And I'm like, what are you doing in my dream? And then I wake up. So we can go through dimensions. We can go through portals, wormholes. I know a lot of people don't like to call it time traveling, but it's an exchange of information, I guess you can say. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. I just, people that I looked up to in this community are not what they seem. So, all I can say right now is trust your gut feeling and trust your heart. And you don't have to be friends with anybody. Just be your own best friend and be loyal and true to yourself and do the best that you can to be the best human being that you possibly can. All right, so I'll keep you updated. We'll see which clone they give me after I'm done with these surgeries. Because I got to hit the gym again, man. I got to go hiking again. But anyway, love you guys. Toodles. Peace. Thank you for listening.